Hey guys, Chad here from CNR Reviews. As you guys can see, we got a new gun. It is the Beretta Nano 9mm subcompact. A little bit different for us. We had a lot of requests for this gun, and I initially said I was not going to purchase one because I have heard some issues with the weapon, and I know this is one of the second production versions, and we'll go over that here in a second. We're going to be doing a comparison video today against the M&P Shield, and this is also 9mm subcompact. Check out our channel if you want to see comprehensive videos of us covering the Shield. This should be just a real quick size and feature comparison. We will be weighing them both fully loaded, and then we're going to talk about price at the end. Let's talk about features real quick of these guns. The Nano is actually very unique for its category, and the reason why I say that is the Nano actually doesn't have any slide lock or slide release. You actually have to use the slide. You have to lock the slide back with a mag and drop the mag, pull the slide back to release it. So that's kind of a little bit different. Some people have to get used to that. It is a very solid feeling gun. It is a polymer gun, and so far I've been very impressed with the recoil. Actually, it's got very little recoil, which is surprising for such a small gun. Other than that, as far as features go, you have a takedown little lever thing here that you have to kind of twist. I'm not too sure if I like that. It almost feels to me like eventually it's going to strip itself out, but so far it's doing okay, and they want you to use a casing and twist it to take it apart. It comes with two 6-round magazines, which is very nice, especially for the price point that the Nano is in, and a lot of manufacturers don't give you a second mag, so kudos to you, Beretta. Thank you so much for doing that. Other than that, the trigger is very Glock-like. I don't know whether you guys can see that. You got the little nub on there, safety nub. Doesn't really do much. And we'll show you the trigger pull on this guy. As you guys can see, very stiff trigger. Nice pull all the way to the rear, and a nice crisp, clean break. The trigger actually takes some time to get used to, and I really recommend you practice shooting with this gun. My initial first shots were low, and it was because I was actually rushing the trigger pull by just taking my time, and the more practice I got, found out this gun is very accurate. We were very impressed with the accuracy of it. Let's talk about the M&P. Now, the M&P is also unique in the category because it doesn't have that usual long trigger pull that's associated with so many of the subcompacts. This gun comes with 2 magazines as well, which is awesome. Thank you, Smith & Wesson. One of them is a 7-round flat base plate mag, and the second one is an extended mag with an extended finger, and that one's an 8-round. So you have the ability to carry up to 9 rounds in this gun. As far as features go, very nice sights, and I actually forgot to touch on that real quick. This guy also has 3-dot sights, but you have really nice full-size 3-dot sights on the M&P Shield. It actually has an exterior safety, which a lot of people don't like. It all depends on your preference. Now, to me, the Shield is one of the best subcompact carry guns I've owned. I actually like having that safety because it actually makes you be able to carry this in your pocket without having to have it in a pocket holster where you have to protect the trigger. So you also have a takedown lever here, and then the slide release. There's no ambidextrous stuff on here. You can switch out the mag release if you want for the lefty. But other than that, very nice, well-made gun. You have a bullet indicator here. You do have a bullet indicator also on the Nano, but it's more similar to like the Glock. The extractor actually sticks out, so you can visually see and feel it if you need to. But you can actually see the casing while it's in the chamber, which is really nice. Other than that, as far as trigger goes, like I said, it's very unique. We're going to go and show you the trigger pull. To me, it's more of a single action trigger. It's got very little take up. Nice, crisp, clean break. It actually helps you keep your sights on target. It's a very easy gun to shoot, and if you're brand new to firearms, I really suggest going out, guys, and trying to find one of these. It is phenomenal. It has been awesome, and Ryan and I really enjoy this gun. Alright, guys, let's go ahead and let's do a size comparison. Before I go any farther, I will say this is wearing some Talon grips. These are the rubberized texture version, so when we get to weighing it, the weight's going to be just a tad bit different because it is wearing Talon grips than what the standard one would be. Let's see, as far as size goes, let's line these guys up. And as you guys can see, the shield is just a tad bit longer than the Nano. It looks to be around a 1/2 inch. And as you can see, as far as width goes, they're going to be very similar. Actually, it actually looks like the Nano actually tapers on top, which gives it the appearance that it's actually thinner than it is. Then it bulges out. So I would actually have to say the Nano is just a tad bit thicker. Other than that, let's look at the grip, the size of the grips. Now remember, these are both flat base plates. You do have one more capacity than the Smith & Wesson. Let's line these guys up again. And there you go. As you guys can see, the Smith & Wesson is just a tad bit taller, but you do have that 7+1 capacity with that flat base plate on there. Grip width is going to be very similar because they are single stack mags. Let's go ahead and weigh these guys. And how we're going to weigh them is I have a scale here. And I'm going to weigh the gun with the capacity that it would usually have. We'll start with the M&P shield, and we're going to add a total of 8 rounds, 7 for the mag plus 1. These are 115 grain. Remember that when you're weighing, the weight is going to differ if you use different rounds. Okay, so we have a total of 8 on there, and I have 24 ounces exactly. So 24 ounces, that's for 8 rounds. That's for the gun with a flat base plate magazine. And that, to me, guys, is actually pretty decent. That's not too bad as far as weight goes, especially for that type of capacity. Let's go ahead and show you the Beretta Nano. Now remember, this is a 6+1. So a total of 7. And you're looking at 22.9 ounces total for the gun, the mag, and the total of 7 rounds. Now remember, if you're using Powerball 90 grain, the gun's going to be lighter. If you use 147 grain rounds, the gun's going to be heavier. You might be even getting close to 24 ounces with this one, and you might be getting close to what a Glock 26 would be if you used heavier rounds. So to me, guys, as far as weight goes, the difference in weight is going to be 1.1 ounces. Now, some people are going to go, hey, that's a huge difference. Some people are going to go, yeah, that's really not that big. And to me, it's really not that big of a difference. I'm able to conceal either one of these very easily. The biggest difference to me, I guess, would be the size, especially that length of the slide. The Nano is just a little bit lighter. It's also going to be a little bit shorter. So it will conceal just a little bit easier than the shield. But I've carried the shield, guys, in my jacket pockets, in my shorts pockets, in my jeans pockets, and it has done pretty well for me. I'm very impressed with it. So either one of these guys, it looks like it's going to be very concealable, and I don't think you can really go wrong. Let's talk about the price points of these two. And price is very important when you're buying a gun. A lot of people base their purchase just solely off price because that's all they can do. And what's nice about these two is that they both come in around the same price. I purchased the Beretta Nano for $379 at Sport Cone Fife. I purchased the M&P Shield for $379 at Bullseye Shooter Supply in Tacoma. And identical price. I've seen these guys go for over $450. I've seen the Nano go for over $450. And it all depends on who you're buying it from. If you buy it from a smaller gun shop, you're going to pay less. If you buy it from a big box store, be prepared to pay the full MSRP price and then some sometimes. So just be aware of that. Make sure you shop around before you buy either one of these. Now I know these are both brand new. The M&P is brand new for 2012, and I believe the Beretta came out around the beginning of the year, or maybe actually toward the end of 2011. So they're both still kind of hard to find, and I'd recommend you take your time. If you're looking at either one of these, take your time, go out and look for both of these. I think they're both great carry guns. Now I will tell you, as far as reliability goes, we've had some issues with the Nano, and if you've watched anybody else's videos, especially shooting, you'll see they have failure to ejects. And I think some of the failure to eject is actually coming from the fact of limp wristing. We've shot different rounds through it. I've heard people say don't use crap rounds through the gun, but I've shot American Eagle, 124 grain, Blazer Brass, 115 grain, and Cellar Bellet. I actually experienced a total of 3 with the Cellar Bellet. But I also experienced a total of 3 malfunctions with the American Eagle. And out of 150 rounds, we experienced 6 failure to ejects. That's almost on par with the Kel-Tec PF9, which was very disappointing. But what we're going to do is we're going to give the gun, like we did with the PF9, a total of 200 rounds, just to make sure that it wasn't user error, just to make sure that it maybe just wasn't a break-in period, and then we'll see how well it performs. So make sure you pay attention, you follow our channel, and we will be having updated videos on this and an updated review to see how well it actually compares to other guns and if it's a good buy. The M&P Shield has been flawless since we've owned it. Actually, I don't think I've had any malfunctions whatsoever, and that's even with taking this to a range and actually having new shooters use this gun. It's a very user-friendly weapon. If you're brand new to shooting, I really recommend you take a look at the M&P Shield. I think you'll be very happy with it. So guys, that's just a real quick size and feature comparison, price comparison of these two, the Beretta Nano 9mm subcompact and the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. If you have any questions regarding them, check out our comprehensive videos of the M&P Shield. And like I said, stick with our channel if you want to know more about the Beretta Nano and maybe how well it compares and if it is going to be a good buy for you. Other than that, this is Chad from CNR Reviews, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching.